go live. Tell me it's starting soon, and we're just there. Now it says I'm live. Now it says I'm live. Let's have a look. Well, it's not telling me in there. So, oh, we are. Right, that's it. Is the sound working? Yes, I can hear me singing, so I can turn that off. Right, I'll leave that going so I know it's there. Morning, everyone. Welcome to Tune In Tuesday. I hope everything is okay for you. So I'm just checking things. Oh, right, never mind. Just checking a few things before I carry on waffling, and it gives time for anybody who wants to come on as well to join in. Because obviously I have promoted this a bit, and also said what subject I'm going to talk about today, which is a funny thing. I'm going to go ahead and do that, but it's funny, there's been some interaction in another Facebook group this morning, and it's about a therapist wanting, she's quite January and February, so what therapies are the best recommendation? And I went in there and went, no, it's about working on your business, da da da. And I got about like 6 likes on it. And one person's actually commented and said, 100% totally agree with you, which makes a change. But anyway, I'm going to leave that now and put that on to my list of suggestions and thoughts from other therapists to talk about. So I'll do that. Anyway, today I'm talking about and going deeper on about the language that we use with our clients, with our marketing, etc. Now, I know we've covered this before, and as I've said in the description today, we have covered this before, and only just recently we've talked about it. So the replay of this is in the guide section in here if you want to go in there and catch up. But I just want to go that bit deeper, because that talk led to many discussions behind the scenes. I've had lots of chats over the weeks, talking to other therapists, Zoom chats, telephone conversations, as they wanted to know more about this. So I want to take it that bit deeper today, because I didn't want to go too deep before, because I wanted you to get used to the idea of talking to your ideal client and talking in the language that they would know, that they'd understand. So you're not, the scattergun effect, marketing to everywhere and marketing to everyone. You're more nailing the language of the ideal client that you want. Can be many more than one ideal client. You can have different ones. So you have different languages, different ways of talking for different clients. Because what most therapists do is we say, I provide reflexology, I provide massage, I provide EFT, because we can't say that it will improve your aches and pains. It won't improve, we can't say it'll improve this, it'll improve that, benefit. The only thing we can do, because obviously of the Advertising Standards Agency, so the only thing that we can really do is I can support you with, if you're struggling with back pain, we know it helps with many things, but unless there's medical proof, medical evidence, and there's been research done on this, then unless we've got that, we can't say it. So like a beautician can say waxing gets rid of the hairs on from your skin, it gets rid of under hair, arms, leg hair, whatever. It does what it says on the tin. It does exactly that. You can prove, you can see that's what it does. That's why we can't do it yet, because there's no proof, and there probably won't ever be, because the pharmaceutical companies, blah, 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 blah. Let's ignore that bit. So what I want to talk to you today is more about getting deep with your language and thinking deeper. I wanted to start with you with talking to your ideal client. So the symptoms of perimenopause, the symptoms of postmenopause, the symptoms of sleeplessness, things like that, the symptoms of stress. That's all great, but that is still not talking the ideal language. And this is where I'm talking about getting deeper. All right, they might identify that they've got stress. Okay, Some things they're going to identify, but not everybody will realise they've got perimenopause. Not everybody will realise they've got postmenopause, or there is a thing as postmenopause. Now, you and I, as therapists, will know all the different things that exist, right? Because it's in our entrained thought, it's in our DNA. You know, we work out what we're doing. But I've got a confession here. I didn't know I was going through perimenopause until 2-3 years down the line. I'd asked my mum, and she, you know, as everything else, like, my mum was lovely, bless her, but she was never any good for asking how was she with the periods, how was she with pregnancy, how she was with menopause, perimenopause. It's always, I don't remember. I've never got much help from mum with that one, so I always had to learn from everyone else. And it was only, and Karen Skidmore knows this because I've messaged her about this, and just recently about a business change, because again I seem to be going through the same things, but it's the age. She was the first one that I'd read that talked about perimenopause and what she was going through, and not realising herself what it was. That when I was reading it in her blog, and I popped up and I went, my God, that's me. I didn't realise that's what it was. I knew perimenopause was around this time, but I didn't realise that was it. That's what I was going through. And it can be so bad now when I see, you know, and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it, and sometimes I've rushed a social media post out or something out in the newsletter. For my own clients, when I first changed the business many years ago, when it went from dealing with stress to dealing with menopause, perimenopause and menopause, because again, going through my own experience, I would quickly put something together on a newsletter, and I didn't think about it. And I would talk about imbalanced hormones. I would talk about the sleepless nights. I would talk about all the symptoms of perimenopause, but not actually going into detail. And I wonder, and I do believe now, that that's what we're missing, that people don't realise the symptoms that they're getting with perimenopause, that they don't know what imbalanced hormones is. They could read about, oh, imbalanced hormones. Have I got imbalanced hormones? And another reason I'm going through this, as I talked to one of my new clients, hands-on clients, towards the end of last year, and I was going through, and I said, you know, went through her age. I said, have you gone through the menopause? She goes, oh, I assume I have. And I thought, right, let's start talking about this. Let's start backtracking. And the more I talked about it, the more her mouth opened. And I said, everything okay? And she said, I didn't realise. She said, yeah, I went through all that, but I didn't realise it was to do with my menopause. Didn't realise that was postmenopause. So it's actually talking deeper about it. So what does hormone imbalance cause? Is it crankiness with the kids? Is it irritability? Is it not wanting to be touched or be hugged? What else is there with, you know, imbalance of hormones or perimenopause? I went through a thing of feeling quite low. I was concerned that maybe it was burnout, that maybe I was stressed, because I wasn't my normal chatty, bouncy tiger type stuff. I wasn't my normal bouncy self. And I was looking at all the other things, not realising that I was depressed. Not severely, but I was mildly depressed. So out come the batch remedies. I worked through that, took them, bouncing Tigger was back. So what is it? Is it, you know, feeling, is it more than feeling low? Have you lost the bounce? Have you lost the energy? When it comes to talk about sleeplessness, I was trying to think of the word this morning. You know, when you're awake for hours at night, I couldn't think of the word. Still can't think of it now. Oh, God, it's annoying. That's, I mean, yeah, post-menopause and crone years and entering my 60s of brain fog. Another one. But what does that mean? You know, when you're lying there awake at night, right? We've all had that through the menopause, or certainly perimenopause. We can lie there awake at night, right? So we call it sleeplessness, or there's that other word. I can't bloody think of it, right? That's fine. They may not realise they've got that. So how about writing, when you're lying in bed, do you have 57 open tabs in your brain and you're going through different subjects in minutes, in seconds, and you're jumping from one thing to another? That's my brain. That's what I'm like. So sometimes after lying there for an hour and fidgeting, I'd get up and I'd go and journal it all. I'd journal it all out, write letters, whatever. I'd get it out of my head onto paper. So these are the things that you look at. So look at your clients, look at what you're working on. Again, let me know if this rings a bell with you, if this makes sense to you. Let me know in the comments. Even if you're watching this on replay, let me know. Look at who your ideal client is, whether it's dealing with stress. I always talk about that, and they say, you know, stress, tight shoulders. Yeah, tight shoulders, fine, might be. I always say, are you wearing your shoulders as earrings? That you can see a light bulb moment go in the client, and they go, oh my God, yeah, my shoulders are way up there. So think about different symptoms that your client is struggling with. We always talk about their pain points. We always talk about what keeps them awake at night. We're always looking at what, you know, you're the solution. So what are you helping? What are you supporting? But taking those symptoms and then break it down. What does it actually mean to them? What does sleeplessness mean to them? What does imbalanced hormones mean to them? Because if you can help sort out the imbalanced hormones, if your reflexology ends up putting them on an even keel, what does that mean? Less snappiness, happier children, happier husband. Maybe you might go out on a date night or a romantic night with your hubby. Whatever it means to your client, listen to your clients as they're talking to you, as they're going through the consultation form with you. It's deeper than imbalanced hormones. It's deeper than an ache and pain. It's deeper than tight shoulders. It's deeper than sleeplessness. Not being able to get to sleep at night. Break it down deeper. That to me is where you're looking at more directly of what's going on with your client. And if you're talking that more directly in your social media posts, in your newsletters, things like that, that will speak more directly to the clients. They'll be able to identify themselves much better. They might skim, they might think, oh yeah, I'm going through perimenopause, but they might not know what imbalanced hormones is. So again, that could be a blog breaking it down what it is. But when you're actually posting social media posts or something like that, and it's got to be quick, or you're marketing or looking for clients like that, really break it down deep, what it is they're actually going through, and if you're supporting them and helping them. Like we talked about guarantees the other week as well, that we can't 100% say that we're going to help with sleeplessness, but what we can do is 100% believe, you know, that we will support them and help them in any way we can, using that with supporting them, giving them that information, and then also then your solution. So those are the things that I want you to look at, breaking it down to much deeper than just, you know, aches and pains, imbalanced hormones, getting your ideal client and knowing what the symptoms are. What does fibromyalgia mean to people? What does having cold and flu mean to people? We're talking a lot about colds and flus at the moment, and that, you know, not having the time to get to see a doctor's appointment or whatever. So what does it actually mean to the person going through cold and flu? We know it's a runny nose, we know, but break it down even more. Is their head feeling really full? Is there some funny things going on that they can feel that's moving direction down to their glands? Talk about it. Make it more human. Humanize it. What goes on in someone's everyday life. That's the thing that we need to look at. That we actually need to humanize it and to look at it, what goes on. It's all right. It's telling me that there's one comment and I can't see it. Thanks. I can't see it on there and I can't see it on Facebook. Thanks. Anyway, so that's my thing for you today. Have a look. All right. Have a look at what you're working on. Have a look at who you're working with. Write down the symptoms of what you do, of what their pain is, and then look at each symptom, break that down even more. What is it in human form? What is it humanizing it? What is it actually like for them in everyday life? Do let me know what you think. Do let me know in your thoughts, because it might just change the way you look at things when it comes to marketing. Oh, hi Jackie, thank you. Someone's WhatsApped me their question. Insomnia, that's the word. Thank you. Couldn't think of it. It's insomnia. Yep, that's the word. So what does insomnia mean to them? Right, insomnia can be down to perimenopause, can be down to postmenopause, can be down to stress. But what's their insomnia like? It's just lying there awake at night. We know that. We know that. We know that it's lying there awake at night. But what is it actually for them? And for me, as I said, it's like having 57, URL internet tabs open with I'm flicking to each subject in seconds. So I know I have to after fidgeting for about an hour, and the brain going, I have to get up and move. I have to get up and jot it all down, write everything down. It might be, again, perimenopause symptom is restless legs. What is restless legs? Sounds like it's obvious. But for me, it was actually feeling like somebody was crawling over my legs, and I'd actually have to move every couple of seconds. I couldn't still. Neal's Yard Remedy, their sleep lotion works for me, and it calms my legs down, and it stopped it. So that was brilliant for me through perimenopause. But restless legs is restless legs. Talk about restless legs. What is it? What does it feel like? And for me, it was like pinpricks. It was like something was crawling over my legs. Horrible. But made me fidget, made me move a bit. Annoyed my husband, because he'd be going, God, can you stop fidgeting? So I'd end up getting up or whatever. These are the things we talk deeper into what the actual symptoms are. We're not doctors, but humanise it. This is why I'm saying humanising it. We're not doctors, we're not medical. Humanise those symptoms. All right? So that's my little challenge for you this week, is to think about what you doing. Think about who your ideal client is, and then break it down. See what you get besides the symptoms. See what else is there, what's actually going on. Thanks very much for joining me for this week, for Tune In Tuesday, and I will catch up again with you soon. Bye for now. I'm looking forward to seeing the comments, to see what others say. Maybe you might want to brainstorm your own idea in the comments and break down your own thing and own systems. I'm open to brainstorming. Perfect idea here today. Have a good week, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now.